Hello everybody and welcome to Module 3. So in this module we're going to be moving beyond our research question and our topics, and we're going to begin thinking about sources. And so one of the things that's important to keep in mind as we're compiling sources, we're going to get to this in a few minutes, is that we want to think about collecting sources very broadly. Right, so we don't fully know. We know what our research question is. We know the kinds of sources that we're going to have to compile and accrue in order to reach that research question, in order to address it. But we don't fully know what our thesis is. We're going to be defining that in a future module. And we don't know the full detail of our essay. And so what we're doing in a large part in Module 3 is going to be exploring sources and making sure that when we read our sources, we are creating a document that helps that source become usable. And so the assignment for this module really is a annotated bibliography of sorts. And the way an annotated bibliography works is it takes the two most important parts of the research process and it puts them in a document so that you can use that text later. And so, for instance, really what you're looking for is you're looking for the article's main idea, so its thesis. You're looking for an abstract. You're looking for some things to tie the content of that article to the topic, to the idea, the research question that you've identified. Now, chances are good you're probably going to be collecting more sources than you're going to be able to use in the 3-page paper that we're going to be writing for the conclusion of this course. And that's okay. And then there's other sources that you're going to bring in that you might reference or that might inform your thinking, but that they don't actually find their way into your paper. And so an annotated bibliography is much different than a reference page. It's much different than a works cited page, in that an annotated bibliography is really about learning. And so you're learning the parts of the topic that are outside of your immediate content knowledge now, and you really are becoming an expert in this content. And so when we're thinking about an annotated bibliography, a lot of times students, in the past when I've assigned an annotated bibliography, students see it as additional work. They see it as an unnecessary step, and they just really want to get started with the writing process. And rather than thinking about it in that way, think about it in terms of you are being more efficient as you approach your writing process. And so when we start thinking about some of the ideas, and I'm looking in the module here, the camera on my laptop broke this week, and actually it broke last week. That's why I've been in the long format here. And so I'm working on either fixing the camera or transitioning to a new laptop, neither of which were on my agenda. So forgive me here. But what we're really looking for is, hold on one second. Is we're looking for a document that provides the purpose of your research, the research question once again. So you'll see that we're reusing some of these elements, right? So we've already looked at the purpose. We've already looked at the research question. You can pull those ideas directly from those previous assignments. And so then what we're doing is we're looking at the citation, the APA or MLA citation that you need. And the reason we're doing that now is so that we don't lose the source. Right? So one of the worst things that you can do is you start thinking about sources, you start thinking about ideas, and you're writing your paper, right? And you're almost to the finish line, and you're like, oh my gosh, this would be a great place for that excerpt, that quote that I heard in the other areas of my research. I would love to include it. And poof, it's gone. You can't remember where you found it, or your bookmark is no longer live. This makes sure that you have the quotes that you think are important, a synopsis or a summary, or the major points that you think support your topic, as well as the citation. And so what you're really doing is you're just copying those citations into your works cited page or into your reference page, depending on whether you're using APA or MLA. And really this document that you're producing is going to create the main point, the main idea, the topics, and the support for a lot of the paragraphs that we're going to be developing in subsequent modules. So investing time and investing effort and energy and work here is really going to pay dividends as we move into later portions of this course. I hope everybody's doing well. It's been great to see everybody in the discussion board. One more minor thing, we are in week 3, and the course, if you've taken SNHU courses before, you know that week 3 really kicks the course into high gear. It also becomes challenging because all of the other parts of your life are still there. So please make sure you're prioritizing self-care. Please make sure that you're making a schedule at the beginning of each week. I'm going to put a sample schedule in this week's announcement just to kind of help you plan. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Remember, Wednesdays are the day that if you need to schedule or would like to schedule time to chat, I'm available after between 4:30 and usually 5:30, 6 o'clock. All right. Thank you all so much, and I can't wait to see what you wrote this week.